What's up, hardship heroes? You are back on the Other Side podcast. I am your host, Mike G. Every fighter's story has three acts: the rise, the fall, and the redemption. In this final and deciding round, we go beyond the highlight reels and knockouts and into the darkness, the moments that life hits harder than any opponent ever could. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the mercurial and enigmatic young assassin, Melvin Guillard. How's it going, Melvin?
I'm good, man. What's up, man? Thanks for having me again. Sorry about missing those last few days, man. I was sick with the flu, so I was out
Yeah,
of commission, man.
you came back from it faster than most people would have. No
All right,
worries,
I'm a
brother.
hundred, bro. I'm always shake back quicker than most.
um, last time we spoke, we were just getting into the hard stuff, your own personal struggle and redemption. And there's a couple of topics that I wanted to bring up. One is close to home because of my past, my struggles with addiction, and I don't know if you necessarily struggled with addiction per se, but I wanted to ask you what your relationship with drugs and alcohol has been in your life.
I mean, it was kind of introduced to me really right as I was coming into the UFC. I mean, I was an Ultimate Fighter. We was in the house, and everybody know that I was the first eliminated. Me and Berkman actually, because I ended up breaking his arm, and I couldn't return because I broke my hand in that fight. So, I mean, we spent the next 6 weeks really just partying it up at Green Valley Ranch, man, and ran across a couple of other UFC fighters that was already established. I won't say their names, and ended up hanging out with the fighter I'm talking about and Jason Giambi. You know what I'm saying? And it was pretty pretty epic 5 days. You know what I mean? It was crazy as hell, and was introduced to cocaine in that situation. And I don't know. I guess I never looked back after that. You know what I mean? I mean, plus, I mean, you got a freaking suite with 20 something women in it, all paid for. So shit. I mean, I was 23. You know what I mean? Young, away from home. I mean, you do the math. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess I can say I spent a lot of my career trying to reinvent that night, reinvent that week. You know what I mean? And um, I've had some pretty wild parties myself, but nothing ever
Mhm.
topped, that first time. And like I said, man, it was ecstasy, cocaine involved. And I mean that's as far as it ever went for me. You know what I mean? I'm not even a big marijuana smoker. Like I was never a big weed smoker, you know what I mean? I've smoked it here and there or whatever, but it was never really something that I really cared for because, I was more of a upper kind of person.
Get
Like
up
I
and
like to
go.
be up and yeah, I like to be on the go and like to, it always made me alert. And things just worked out, you know what I mean, with it. Um, I don't think personally, I don't think it affected me as far as my career for the most part. And I'm only saying that because there were times when I would use it would be more like a part, like in a party atmosphere. But if I was training for a fight or preparing for a fight and I was in training camp, there was no partying. There was
Okay.
no use of drugs. You know what I mean? So for a long time, I guess I used that as a way of being okay with it.
Hmm.
Um, because I was able to turn it on, cut it off, turn it on, cut it off. And
Right.
then somewhere along the line, I don't know, I guess, I'm winning all these fights and I'm doing really well in the UFC. Um, I'm married with my wife and we have wives in our marriage. And I have an open poly marriage. So it's like there's a lot of shit going on in my life that's just a lot of fun all the time. It was
Hmm.
nonstop fun. I live with three women for pretty much, I'm gonna say 5 years of my 12-year marriage. So,
Whew.
you know what I mean? And the house is always a good time. And it kind of just came with it, you know what I mean? So for a while I just tried to balance it. I tried to balance the two and I felt like I was doing okay for a while. And then somewhere along the line, man, it just kind of got away from me and I would never wake up and use. I wasn't one of those kind of people. Like,
Right.
well, as soon as I wake up, I gotta get high. It was more like, I don't know. It just kind of got me through my week at some time, at some points. You know what I mean? And so it went from being only partying when I was hanging out partying to literally just, I don't know. I found reasons to want to do it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I really, if I wasn't on the golf course first thing in the morning, I was pretty much by 12 o'clock noon. I was at the strip club chilling with
Hmm.
homegirls. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like day shift till like 5. I would
Open
go
at noon.
home. Yeah, I would go home, literally go home, shower, um, go back for night shift, you know what I mean, and being that motherfucker till 2 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, shit, I was allowed to do whatever I wanted to in there anyway. So I mean, it was a lot of just, you know what I mean. So
Private
I mean,
dances.
at the end of the day, I always think back to hearing my dad's voice in my head when he told me, you know, do it your way, live it up, but be respectful. All I could take from it is I did everything exactly how I wanted it to. Nobody, nobody encouraged me to do anything. Nobody forced me to do anything. Nobody manipulated me to do anything. Melvin did everything on Melvin's rules.
Hmm.
When I had people around me, it's because I wanted people around me. It wasn't the other way around. And I'm
Right.
talking about billionaires, millionaires, people that, that were sponsoring me, that just, investing in me at the time. Shit, I was out partying with them. You know what I'm saying? Like doing exactly the same shit. And they were still putting, lining my pockets, keeping me breaded up. So at the end of the day, I did what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. Unfortunately, I was introduced to something that most people would think, oh, it probably killed his career, this and that. Well, at the end of the day, for me personally, I was never given a title shot in the UFC. So that's one thing I could take from all this. You know what I mean? Even when I was on my 7 fight win streak, you know, they just never gave me one. So I don't really feel like I missed out on anything as far as the UFC. I took
Right.
everything that they gave me and they offered me, and I freaking dominated it. You know what I mean? I still hold a record right now for most finishes at lightweight. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's not all bad. I mean, I know some people might look at that and be like, well, maybe if you wouldn't have got into that, you probably could have took it further. But maybe I could have. But you know what? I went a hell of a lot further than most, and I still went a hell of a lot further than most fighters. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was the first one eliminated from season 2, but I was almost the last man standing. But Rashad retired right after, like about maybe a year or two after I was released in
Hmm.
17. Rashad ended up, but at the end of the day, me and Rashad were the last two standing from season 2. You know what I mean? So I think I did pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? I had a pretty amazing UFC career. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And then shit, I was fighting before the UFC, so I had a pretty amazing freaking career. You know what I mean? I was fighting 28 years up until my retirement 5 weeks ago.
Man, that's so hard. That's hard to even process. 28 years fighting.
Yeah, and imagine that. As a kid, I didn't touch any drugs. I didn't smoke nothing. I mean, through high school, middle school, wrestling, college, I didn't do anything. It wasn't until literally I got to Ultimate Fighter was the first time I touched a drug ever in my entire life.
Was there something you had in your head growing up, that made you anti? Because I'm sure you came into contact with things. Why did you, resist coming up?
No, man. I was an athlete, bro. I grew up in my
Right.
neighborhood where I'm at right now. And I grew up a blood. I mean, I was a blood growing up. I was in the gang, and but I had I had a different set of morals. I had a different set of rules, and my homies understood that. My mom didn't know shit about it. She would kill me. But like my mom actually was the secretary for the judge of my city. So everything we did out here in the streets, like they would just go run back and try to tell my mom or take
Yep.
me to my mom. I was never afraid of going to jail. I was more afraid of my mom kicking my ass when she found out.
Right.
My dad knew about it, but like I said, I kept everything, under wraps. You know what I mean? My pops,
Hmm.
he was cool with it. He just didn't want me to get mixed up with the wrong shit. So I was kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out most of the time. I pretty much did all the fighting for the homies. Anytime we went anywhere, like I was fighting all the Crips, you know, and it's just what it was, you know what I mean? But when I had to go to school, I went to school. And when I was at school most of the day because I wrestled. So when I went to school at like 5, 6 in the morning, I was there all day till nightfall, really, because after I was done training with wrestling, my coach, Warren Donnelly, we would stay and train MMA. So that's kind of how I really started getting my foot in the door as far as getting my feet wet, you know what I mean, with MMA. So really and truthfully, man, like the gang really came secondary to my future because I knew what I wanted, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I had to make it up out this neighborhood, at the time.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. The other thing I wanted to bring up, and doing my research online, I found multiple different stories, time frames. So I thought I'd just kind of leave this open. A few years back, you kind of got hemmed up, man, and had to go away for a while. Can you walk me through those couple years? What happened? What you went through, and
Yeah.
how you're better for it now?
Well, it all started just Saturday night. We were out at Bar Standard in Denver, Colorado, and pretty much it was a UFC viewing. I was paid to be there. I mean, I got paid 10 grand to be there. Um, all night was good. My wives were there. Some of the fighters were there. Gaethje, Brandon Gertz, a lot of them, but they ended up leaving towards the end. It was just a group of guys, man, that had been kind of eye fucking us all night from across the floor, who was kind of just jealous of everything. I mean, we was taking pictures, signing autographs all night, the normal shit.
Right.
And just a group of guys, but the group of guys just so happened to be with the young lady that was talking to the wives. And I was on my way to London actually to go fight in a bare knuckle.
Hmm.
And these guys just, I guess, while my wives was talking to the young lady, I guess they felt a certain type of way. Well, when they approached, I immediately kind of like cut them off and like, hey, bro, what's up, man? You got, and it was the craziest thing because the end of the night, the lights had just come on. It's time to go. You
Hmm.
know, um, I got clients who are Bronco and Nuggets players that's right behind me, that's chilling. And they normal guys. They're not fighters. Well, all the fighters, all my teammates, they had already left. They had just left. So I'm there by myself, technically with a bunch of guests. No, they're not fighters.
Hmm.
And while I'm talking to asshole one, asshole number two decides he wants to take the Corona bottle and he's holding it like this. It's damn near empty, hot. Like he's probably been drinking that hot ass beer all day, and he turns it down like this. And while I'm talking, got eyes on him. I'm looking at him on my peripheral. Well, the
Hmm.
asshole number two decides he's gonna try to hit me with the bottle. So when he cocked back to hit me, I just went forward and clipped him. I don't know why people want to go backwards to go forward. You know what I mean? It never made sense. It's not logical. You know what I mean? And you're literally getting ready to try to tee off on a fighter, which I'm waiting for it to come. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Well, anyways, long story short, I put these guys down. The shit actually ended up on TMZ. It's all over the internet right now. It's been on the internet shit since whenever. I mean, I fucking made TMZ 3 times already. Not proud of it, but at the same time, it is what it is. Well, for me, I left and went to London that same night. Got on a plane. So 10 hours later, I get to London, and as soon as I turn on both of my phones are blowing up. My brother's calling me, and they know I don't answer my phone when I'm overseas. You just hit me on Facebook or Messenger or something like that, right?
Hmm.
Well, they're actually calling. So I'm like, okay. So I answer the phone. He's like, man, were you out last night? And I had a red shirt on, my blonde hair, of course. And I was like, yeah, I was out last night. I was at a bar, at a club. Why? He's like, bro, you're trending on social media. I'm like, you lying. So I pull it up, Google Melvin Guillard TMZ, and it popped right up. So I'm like looking at the video. I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean? And right as I'm watching the video, the Denver detective called my other phone. The only reason I answered it was because it was a number I didn't know, and it was a 303 number. So I was like, man, let me answer this. It might be a Denver detective. And sure enough, I was right. Well, everything was fine. I told the detective I was looking at the video right now. I sent him the link to watch the video. And while watching the video, the detective admitted that I was in the right, that I did everything right. The problem was I left the scene and went to London. Well, they were under the impression that I skipped town. They
Uh-huh.
were under the impression that I just ran. I'm like, no, I'm here for a fight. I got my contract. I had my tickets, my wife's tickets, you know. So when I got back 7 days later, I was going through customs, and they were actually about to detain me in customs. And I'm like, what the hell? So I was already out in front of it. My agent and my lawyers were already waiting. So they ended up letting me go. That was on a Sunday I got back. And then I ended up going basically to the to the precinct. I mean, well, to court the next day. I went to the court the next day, and that was a Monday. Well, I gave them all my paperwork, and while they're looking at the paperwork, the fight check, of course, for X amounts of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of a sudden, they're like, well, we're going to take him into custody and remand him. I'm like, for what? I didn't run. Well, next thing I know, my bond is half of what the check was, which was 150,000 cash only bond. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? But it wasn't, they didn't set a bond until after they saw the money, the check. So I was like, I'm not paying that. Y'all crazy? Like, that's kind of fucked up. You looked at a check
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna hit me for exactly half of it. So no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. So which it wouldn't have bothered me because I never missed court. I did all my court dates. I went all my appointments. You know what I'm saying? I was always on time with everything. So I wasn't worried about losing the money if I don't go to court because I'm going to make sure I go because I still feel to this day I was in the right. Well, I spent 14 months in the county fighting that case. Um, but it was two other cases that stacked on top of it, which were bar incidents.
Mm-hmm.
So the judge felt like I was a nuisance and um,
Repeat offender.
um, yeah, but more like a danger to the community type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told the judge, I'm not a danger to anything. I said, well, technically, I'm a weapon, so that makes me dangerous to anybody that's a normal civilian. But at the same time, I just don't like assholes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For some reason,
Uh,
people get drunk, they want to be assholes, they want to start the fight or pick a
mm-hmm.
fight, but then they don't know how to finish it. Or when I finish it, next thing you know, them same people who started the fight are the ones calling the cops, which makes no sense. But that shit
Mm-hmm.
always happened to me. Um, so yeah, so I did the 14 months. Um, I get out on probation. I get probation. I am literally 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks from completing probation, and I'm driving my drunk girlfriend home at the time. I only had literally two drinks. You know what I'm saying? I'm a two drink guy, and I'm good. I don't drink that like that because my pops died from alcohol. That's A. B. I don't ever like being drunk in an environment where if something happens, I need to be in my right mind so that I can make sure I'm okay and the people I'm with okay. So I've never been one to just go somewhere and just drink.
Mm-hmm.
Well, driving her home and we get pulled over. The cops say he smelled alcohol. I said, okay. I did the breathalyzer, didn't have nothing on my breath as far as the breathalyzer, but they did the field sobriety thing. And I mean, bro, I'm a judo black belt, man. And it's like I can knock shit out. I got very good balance, very great
Mm-hmm.
balance. I'm good. But even a sober person will have trouble with a field sobriety, the way they make you do the shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have stepped off line maybe once or twice, and they arrested me. Well, that arrest turned into a violation of probation.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I'm fighting for my life to stay out of prison, but didn't work. You know what I'm saying? With everything that had stacked up on me, they didn't give a fuck. So they basically gave me 2 years prison. They were actually trying to give me 4, but I ended up signing for 2 because the DA, the judge said the DA had a change of heart. But if he had a change of heart, I wouldn't be going to prison at all because I was the one attacked from the
Mm-hmm.
initial bullshit of this whole case. You know what I mean? but they were making examples out of um, star players and football players at the time. So there
Right.
was a lot of shit going on in Denver that was just so bad. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, it was just bad timing. But I
Where did you
mean,
end up getting sentenced to?
man, I got sentenced to 2 years out of the four. They tried to give me 8. They tried to give me 8. And the DA, when I was going to court on October 21st, 2022, I was actually going to actually sign for 4 years. Well, on that day in court, they changed it to 2 because the DA felt like I was 39 at the time, and they felt like if they give me 4 years, they're basically killing my career. So they wanted to give me time to get out, have a
Right.
career, you know, and leave it up to me. And I'm thankful that they did that because I got to finish my career strong recently. I would have still been locked up. Well, while I was in prison, they I mean, literally in 2 years, I was moved 5 times. They moved me 5 times. And I thought that was kind of cool at first, but everybody's like, bro, that's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how this works. Like one guy was like, man, I've been here for 13 years. I was like, well, I feel sorry for you then. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
prison sucks. But I made it work for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was in there just I don't know why everybody wants to challenge a fighter, you know, and I even told the judge that you're gonna put me, who is a ass kicking Picasso. Like I love this shit. I live for it. I die for it. Like I am a fucking I am surgical with this shit, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
I see shit coming 3-4 steps ahead, bro. Especially with street fights, man. It's like they're more easy. They're way easier than any other fight I would ever get into.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like because they don't know how to fight. They don't know, you know what I'm saying, what they expect. They don't know what they about to catch. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I look at the judge and was like, "You're gonna send me, who is a surgical fucking killer with this, to prison." I was trying to opt for fucking house arrest. Judge told me, no, I'm just thinking I can just get what I want. I was saying it's not about me getting what I want. I'm trying to make sure I don't get a longer sentence because my biggest fear was going to prison, kicking somebody ass, killing somebody
Getting
accidentally,
stuck.
and then ending up there for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I heard stories like that from people,
Yeah.
like went for like 4 or 5 years and ended up doing like 38 or 48
Happens
because
all the
they
time.
killed somebody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it was a lot of things. It was the odds were against me. You know what I'm saying? From the start of it. But I made it work. Um, they moved me 5 times and it wasn't all that bad. I mean, I was beating everybody up. I was beating up the blood homies too. It didn't even matter. Like I was like, you know, I came in here by myself. I'm gonna leave by myself. You know what I mean? I even told the homies, I said, bro, y'all just lucky that I am a blood. Because if I was anything else, I'd be beating y'all up all the way anyway. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I'm for real. I didn't discriminate. If you owed me money for anything, or if you did deals with me, you was gonna pay me. I don't care if you was the homies. So I made examples out the homies just so I let everybody, all the ops know from the other sets, like, bro,
Right.
everybody got to pay. You know what I mean? Like that's what that's the type of time I was on. But I made that shit work for me, and I was having too much fun with it. Literally, I was having way too much fun. And the captains and the lieutenants and all the jailers, they knew that, you know what I mean? And they knew who I was, so they were all cool with me anyway. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then every 4 to 6 months, they was just taking me up out of there. I went from central Colorado, well, actually South Colorado, from South to Colorado, central. I stayed 3 jails central. I went all the way northeast towards Nebraska, doubled back towards I'm gonna say the north central north, and then I went back down central to the middle again, like around Colorado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much touched. I think I touched every prison in Colorado as far as the state prisons go, not the federal, but state. They
Right.
actually tried to give me fair time because my hands are registered, but the feds was like, we're not gonna pick up this case. We got other shit
Right.
we worrying about. We got,
They
they
got
had
way
bigger shit
bigger
to worry
stuff.
about. Yeah, but because my hands were registered federally, they could have gave me fair time.
Right. When your first day there, now I haven't spoke to. I've talked to people who go in not as a celebrity, not as an athlete, not as somebody that people know. Your
Yeah.
first day in, did people know already that you were on your way, or what was it like going in?
Well, for me, it wasn't all that bad because they didn't
Were
take me
people
right
like, "Oh,
away.
there's Melvin Guillard," or
Yeah,
was
yeah,
okay?
they didn't take me right away in court. They let me get my affairs in order for 30 days. So I
Okay.
went to Japan. I doubled back to London. I fought in London. I went to my mom's 60th birthday, and then I went to Iowa, fought one last time, and then 2 days later I turned myself in. So in 30 days, I did a hell of a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but but I never cried so hard in my life, man. But on the steps of this damn jail, when I had to turn myself in, I've had over 200 fights professionally, and I still swear till this day, turning myself into prison was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Because I was about maybe 10 thinking patterns away from just running to
Mexico.
Rio. You know, now I was going past that. I had just used my passport. I mean, everything was still valid. I could have
Hmm.
jumped on a fucking airplane and went far, far away. I'm not just gonna go to Mexico. I'm going way the fuck. I'm going somewhere
Hmm.
way off. You know what I'm saying? Off the beaten path for 2 years. Like I would have been a fugitive over 2 fucking years.
You you mentioned people owing you money while you were in there, and without knowing what kind of paper you might be on right now or what level of paper you are on right now, is I kind of want to know what kind of store you operated. Can
Man,
you talk
man,
about
look,
that, or no?
yeah, I don't mind. I mean, for me, bro, I was operating on let's make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love making money out in the real world, and to be honest, man, prison is a freaking honey hole for making money. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's not impossible. You know what I'm saying? And I put it like this: I didn't have to spend any of my own money while I was down for those 2 years. I never had to call home, and the few times I did call home was because all my shit got hit and I got moved. And when they would move me,
Mhm.
I was definitely calling home because I'm like, damn, I had to always start over. You know what I mean? So as long as I was sitting still and staying in one spot, I was fine. You know what I mean? Plus
Right.
the homies, they put me on right away. You know what I'm saying? Plus I wasn't getting high or nothing in prison. So
Mhm.
those guys were. So it was easy money because shit, I was in there just working out, staying in shape because at the end of the day, I was in a hostile environment and it showed because I mean shit, my prison record is 20, I guess you could say 20 and a half and oh. The half is because I smacked one of the homies. He didn't want to fight, so I smacked him. And he didn't fight back. So that's the half. But I mean, shit. Because I had this thing too. If you're gonna beat me, if anybody beat me in prison, anybody, I would throw myself off the third floor tier head first. Let me die. Because anybody, if I walk up out that bitch, and next thing I know, somebody got some word going back talking about, oh man, nigga knock YA out, blah blah blah. No, ain't nobody ever did shit. Like none, that ain't never happened. You know what I'm saying? And I've been gone for a year and a half now, and I got homies that still call me, you know, and that check in and
Mhm.
shit. And man, everything's still copacetic with my name in there. Everybody's like, bro, people still in here fearing you, bro. I'm like, I know. Like that's like I wanted to put the fear of Satan and God in people, bro. I mean, yeah, I
Mhm.
mean it. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't fight this one on one. Like you had to bring 4 or 5 people in my room. It was never gonna
Yeah.
be just me versus one person. It's not fair. You know, it's not even
Trying
fair
to
like
get a
that on the
one on
street.
one in lockups hard
Man,
enough
look,
anyway.
I'll tell a motherfucker on the street, bro. Go get some of your friends, bro. Come back in. What? They looking at me like I'm crazy because they see blonde hair. Well, all right. You gonna find out real fast. So they'll go get their friends, and I end up smashing out like 3 or 4 people. My number right now is 8. The most guys I've ever fought by myself at one time is 8. I've never been over 8, but I've hit that number 8 quite a few times. You know what I mean? But I mean, I was just piling them in my room like sardines. They didn't even understand. They didn't understand the logic of it. Yeah, I have a whole prison cell fight training thing that I wrote down. I actually fucking
Nice.
logged it as if I was setting like if I was like just like I go and train kids at the gym or train people at the
Hmm.
gym or train people one on one. I got a whole prison cell fight thing. So where everything
It's
that's
different in
metal,
that
you go
concrete box, isn't it?
Man, look, it's yeah, but as long as you keep them off that metal, as long as you keep them from hitting their head or face on that metal, their
Hmm.
ass is all mine. So I was literally just sliding motherfuckers down the wall from my bed to the door, from my bed to the door. They never got behind me. They never got behind me, so I never had to worry about none of them bumping
Hmm.
their head or hitting their face on nothing metal. And then when I had like three or four in the room, I'm literally just pushing. I'm knocking the first one out and push them into the second two, and they sitting there swinging. They beating their own friend up. They don't even get it. And I just got my head down and I'm just sniping them. Oh, dude, I was having too much fun, bro.
Like
I
a
was
video
having too
game
much
on
fun.
easy.
Man, but they unleashed the dragon in that motherfucker. I was in that motherfucker making a statement. Like I put four Crip dudes with a gash in the middle of their forehead, like dead center. And you know, I played cards and shit with they big homies, so we was all cool. But it was some disrespects made, so we had to go get it in. Well, when they came up to the room, I sent all of them out of my room leaking. I'm talking about big old gashes right here,
Hmm.
bleeding, all in the same spot. And I think that was the first time I really sent a strong message because they felt like, damn, how the fuck you did that? Like all of them leaking in the same spot. I said, what y'all think I'm playing with this shit?
Hmm.
Like I've been doing this shit for a long time. Like when I go and I throw a punch or throw an elbow or throw a knee, I know what I'm going to hit. I'm not just swinging. Like I'm not
Yeah.
swinging for a prayer and an answer. I'm like that in the ring. Like, I mean, shit. I mean, I'm very precision with this shit. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're another fighter. Like, you're not gonna match me. Not hand for
Right.
hand. You won't match me.
Right. Let me ask you a hypothetical question, and this just popped into my head, and it's probably a goofy question, but I want to know. Let's say, let's say you're still in lockup, and it's my first day in, and I'm in for some petty theft or something like that, and I'm scared dudes are going to beat me up, and I want somebody that can protect me. I come to you
Heck,
and I say, Mr. Gillard, I'm scared all these guys are going to beat me up. How much do I have to pay you for protection? How does that conversation go?
I mean, they had a couple of little dudes. One's actually my little bro. We actually just ended up in there together, and shit, I had to keep the Serenos from killing him because of an outside beef too. It was something that had nothing
Hmm.
to do with inside prison. You know, some personal shit with him fucking the other guy's baby mama on the street though. You know what I'm saying? I actually knew the girl, so I was like, what? So when he tried to, rally up his homies to jump my bro. I was like, that's not gonna work, bro. Like that ain't happening. So I ended up protecting him. Long story short, you know what I'm saying? I told him, I said, bro, he's not even a blood. So he's just my bro. Like he's like a brother to me. Like I broke bread with his grandma and his dad. You know what I mean? Like I've been to his family's house. We just
Hmm.
happened to end up in prison at the same time. That was the crazy thing. Well, I told him straight up, I said, bro, if anything happens with him, bro, then I'm gonna get involved. If I get involved, then the blood's gonna get involved. So if y'all want to just go fight one on one, man to man, and it's over a bitch anyway, then y'all go fight. But you're not gonna sit here and jump him
Yeah.
because you got the muscle to do it. Well, I got muscle right here in front on me, and I got more muscle coming behind me. So how y'all want to do this? For real. But
Right.
I had already sent a wave of respect to like people already respecting me out of fear. And I have that logic in my mind. Like people respect me because some of them just know I'm a cool motherfucker and I'm just a great person and I'm just a stand-up guy. And then a lot of people, majority, they respect me out of fear. I don't give a
Hmm.
fuck how you respect me, as long as I get my respect. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't care two fucks about me. It don't matter. But Melvin, you gonna respect me because I'm not earn nobody's respect. I'm gonna take my respect because I'm already giving you mine. So there's no reason why I shouldn't already be giving yours. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So in prison, that's a big thing, right? Being disrespect and being respectful. That
Yeah.
man, being disrespectful will
It's
definitely get
everything.
you killed. I've seen guys get stabbed right out in the open with the cops
Hmm.
standing right there. People don't care, bro. Especially guys
Yep.
that have a long time. If you got a
Hmm.
long time, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be bragging about a short time, but I was like, shit, I'm out of this, but I'm just passing through. I even told
Hmm.
the cops, some of the asshole cops, don't call me no convict. I'm not a convict. I'm not an inmate. I'm passing through. I said, I'm in here for fucking kicking somebody's ass who was trying to attack me. So I'm not in
Right.
here because I committed a crime. I'm in here because they put my ass in timeout. So this is my timeout. You know what I'm saying? And that's how my mindset was while I was in prison. That's why I made it fun while I was in there. And I just did it my way, man. But that shit
Hmm.
sucked every day. We was locked down a lot. anytime something happened on the yard, lockdown, lockdown.
Hmm.
I think I was probably locked down more than I was free while in that damn box.
Yeah. All right. It's release day. You're walking out. You go through those gates. What are some of the first
Oh,
thoughts that go through your head, man?
oh, dude, I'm an asshole. I walk out. I got some of the little blood homies pushing my shit, and I'm just walking down the pathway, and you walk right by the child hall, right by the medical where everybody get all their meds and shit. And then, for some reason, everybody's on meds in prison. Well, I'm walking by, and I'm talking about a gang of people outside, and I was like, I turned around when I got to the top of the little ramp. I was like, I said, hey, motherfuckers, I say, why is out? Now y'all can breathe again. I'm about to go. I'm going home. And then that's how I left, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I had dudes walking around on eggshells, man. Like people legitimately feared me in prison. And that's saying a lot, being that I was in 5 prisons in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Every
Hmm.
prison I went to, by the time I got to like prison 3 and 4 and 5, man, my name had already kind of ran through the prison. And it's crazy because in the prison system, you can't go nowhere without nobody finding out what the hell you did. So if you
Hmm.
did some foul shit, that shit follows you. And I'm
Yep.
talking about I've seen it happen to guys got crashed out real fast. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Soon as they hit the yard, they got crashed out. Boom. And I'm talking about from something that happened probably at 2 or 3 prisons ago, happened last year. You know what I'm saying? See, I was moving so much. I was seeing the bullshit too, because I was seeing like the homies that was really on each other's paperwork, but I seen both sides of the story because I was in the yard with both of them, and you know they keep them when you're on my paperwork, they keep you separate. Well,
Yeah.
I ended up with a total, I think, of 16 out of the 20. I think 13 keep sets. So it was 13 incidents where I got caught for it fighting, and all those people that I was fighting, those groups of people, they couldn't be on the same yard with me. So they had a hard. The more I moved, the harder it got. I'm talking about.
Hmm.
I would spend almost 30 days in the hole for them to move me. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I started realizing, damn, this shit ain't getting no easier. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting harder every time. And I hated the hole, bro. The hole fucking sucked. But I
Hmm.
went to the hole in 2 years. I think I went to the hole about maybe 20 something times, 20, 25, 26 times. And each time got longer and longer and longer. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the hole, man. I was reading a lot of books there.
Lots of push-ups and sit-ups.
Man, look, as soon as they let me out the box, I'm back on the weight pile though. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I was 215 when I got out. I was mad as fuck though, because I didn't want to be that
Wow.
heavy. Because my goal was to get back to fighting immediately. But it took
Hmm.
me like almost a bit of a year to get myself back into the groove of training when I did get out.
Hmm.
Well, I'm 215, but I'm pushing fucking 460. You know what I'm saying? On the bench. I
Jeez.
mean, I was just big. I didn't do no cardio. All I did
Hmm.
was lift weight. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even in the greatest shape at all. But
Hmm.
I mind fuck the shit out of anybody. Like I'm a professional fighter. In their mind, nigga, I'm like the motherfucker that I'm in fucking killer shape. I was not in no fucking shape. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
me not being in shape, I was exercising as far as lifting and shit, but I wasn't doing no fight cardio. So there's a
Right.
difference. Like I was in shape, but I wasn't in fight shape, if that makes sense. Like the world won't,
Hmm.
won't know what that is. But there's a thing called being in shape, and then there's a thing called being in fight shape. Well, I never
Yeah.
was in fight shape. The 2 years I was in there, you can kiss that shit goodbye. But I was in shape as far as I was strong. I was shadow boxing a lot in my cell. Like one of my little teammates ended up being in there with me. A little guy that I trained, little kid. So he ended up being with me for like 3 of my prisons. You know what I'm saying? I actually, when they moved me, I had so much power. I had the cops bring him to me. I was like, hell, we got split up. Could y'all send him over here? And they sent for him and they got him and he was back in my room. You know what I mean? Because he's a young 23-year-old kid, just like me when I was 23. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just headstrong but like I'm talking about, I could like this kid was ready to go tee off on the fucking cop that we got into it with on the yard. He was ready to go all the way,
Right.
go all in for me. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't a blood or nothing like that. He was just a normal kid, but he was a kid I trained on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, man, like prison sucked. I know it sounded like I was having fun. I made it fun, but the fact that I was caged up every fucking day in Pandora's box, because I call that shit Pandora's box. We went from
Yeah.
we go from the yard to big day room to your cell. So you go from one little box to another little box into another little box, but you never leave that fucking box. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It is the worst feeling in the world. Cause I am not a, I don't, I'm not a dog that chases tail. I'm not ever gonna run in circles. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Hmm.
prison is. You fucking running in circles all day,
Yep.
all the time. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And as soon as anything happens, your ass is hit. You got a lockdown. And I mean, oh, dude, it was crazy.
What's the of all the lessons I guess you could say you learned locked up? What from that experience can you use now? What's the most beneficial lesson?
Man, stay my ass out of trouble, man. My biggest lesson from that is like
Self control.
getting into, yeah, hell yeah, big time, man. Like, look, I had already learned some patience when I was training with
Hmm.
Coach Greg Jackson. You know, he taught me a meaning of patience as a fighter.
Hmm.
Then I started to learn patience as a young man along with that. So my normal life and my fight life kind of ran hand in hand. Prison taught me a whole different language of patience. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You have to really be patient with a lot of shit. Like you gotta just like when you really want to haul off and just kick somebody's ass, well, there's consequences to your actions. Me,
Hmm.
when I first hit that bitch, I didn't give a fuck. I was beating my ass up, and the big homies was like, "Bro, you can't do that." Blah blah blah. I'm like, I can do whatever the fuck I want, bro. I'm my own man. But then you realize when you're affiliated with something, there's a set of rules you have to follow because you get everybody
Hmm.
crashed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So then I started to chill, and I think that's the only reason why they made me a lieutenant was because they thought that was gonna calm me down. But that didn't do shit, but just make it worse. Cause I'm like, now I got status. Now a motherfucker can't do
Yep.
shit. I actually beat up one of the big homies. I actually beat up one of the big homies, Baby Bounce. I beat his ass right before I left prison. Like literally 3 days before I left. And I had just got out the hole. Yeah. Remember I told you I was 20 and a half because I smacked
Hmm.
one of the homies? Well, the little homie owed me like $400. I guess he just thought because he just not gonna pay me. Well, come to
Hmm.
find out, he owes the big homie money. So the big homie tells me, "Well, man, look, bro, you already got bread, bro. You about to leave, bro. Like, man, let me get that." I'm like, "Nah, bro, that's not how this works. This fucker been owing me money for like I'm there like 2 months. You know what I'm saying?" And he didn't want to come to the room and fight about it. So now I want blood. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. So he tried to protect the little homie. So I smacked the little homie right in front of the lieutenant, the captains, everybody was out there. I smacked him so hard I broke his glasses. Well, the big homie was like, "Man, that's fucked up, bro." Like, and he looked back like, "Man, them pigs right here." I said, and I pointed out like, "I don't give a fuck about them pigs right there, bro. What's up? Like, we fighting or what?" So he felt disrespected because he was the big homie. And I mean, he was a big dude. Like he was about six
Hmm.
six, big motherfucker, but just slow and sloppy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I ain't worried about none of that. So me and him ended up getting it in. You know what I'm saying? 3 days before I got out. Well, 3 days before I was scheduled to get out, they actually sent my ass up out of there the next day. Cause when we fought on the yard, we fought right out in the open. I ain't gonna fight because I got tired of this whole let's go to the room shit. I had an exit day. I was getting out regardless. You know what I'm saying? As long as I don't kill nobody, I'm going home. So as soon as that shit happened, they didn't even send me back to the hole. They sent me to my room. They said, "Man, go to your room." I said, "Go to my room. Y'all ain't gonna cuff me up." They said, "Man, look, you about to leave in 3 days. Next thing I know, I go to sleep. I wake up for breakfast. I go to breakfast and I hear my name. They say, "Gillard, go pack your shit." I'm like, "Pack my shit." I'm confused because I know for a fact I leave in another 2 days. I'm like, "What?"
Hmm.
They're like, "Bro." And then that's when they radioed in the cafeteria and I heard my name through all the radios. They're like, "Yeah, is Gillard in there?" And it's like, "Yeah, we got eyes on him." It's like, "Yeah, tell him go pack his shit. He's leaving today." I said, "Oh shit!" I whoop somebody's ass and I get a 2 day early exit. I said, "Ain't that a bitch?" So yeah, you know what I'm saying. Hey man, I was feeling myself, bro.
Nice. I am glad you are not in prison anymore, Melvin. I'm glad that you got all that behind you, man. You seem like you're in a pretty good spot right now. You know what do you use to keep yourself centered and focused these days?
Man, therapy's one of them. You know what I'm saying. I love going to my therapist. You know what I'm saying. Like I get to talk about shit.
Hmm.
I came home thinking like everything was still really good with the family. with a lot of things. But while over the time, not just prison, but over time, I lost my grandma, lost my grandfather, and they kind of held the family together. So, you know, especially my mom's side. My dad's
Mhm.
side, I mean, my dad died in '06. I was always close with my dad's side because of my dad, but like most of all my uncles, except for my uncle Jerry, you know what I'm saying? All the rest of them, they can suck it. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got nothing, I got no love for them. I got no ounce of nothing for them. You know what I mean? Like when my pops died, they practically robbed my pops. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of shit that I deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm the
Right.
fighter in the family. What people don't understand is fighting is not always something physical. Fighting can be every day. We all fight for something every day.
Mhm.
So I always ask people that question: are you a lover or a fighter? I don't know why the fuck everybody just feel the need to want to say I'm a lover. Well, I'm a lover and a fighter. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I love to fight. Like I love that shit. When
Mhm.
somebody tells me, "Oh, I like to fight," then you got nothing for me. You don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Some of the fighters on the thread, you know what I'm saying, for our settlement, they on that bullshit. Because when I open my mouth and say something, everybody, man, they better hope Melvin don't come looking for him. Yeah, bro, I like that. Like I love having that reputation because
Mhm.
if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna stand on it. You know what I'm saying? I live by Warriors code. You feel me?
Mhm.
So when I came home, everything wasn't really as solid as I thought. So it's been a fight since I've been home, but I've been keeping myself out of trouble. I'm doing pipe fabrication and welding now. So I learned a new trade, and I get to learn that trade on the job, which is cool as hell. I'm at
Yeah.
work, like I showed you my axes and all that shit. Like,
Mhm.
I'm at work just making shit. I'm practicing my welds, but I'm making all kind of shit, crafting all kind of shit. I didn't know any of this before this.
Mhm.
Before that, it was just strictly just fight, 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 fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I keep myself grounded because I just have that discipline, man. Like I guess like as crazy and as rambunctious as I might seem sometimes, I'm really calm, cool, and collected most of the time. You know what I mean? And if some shit about to pop off, like the older me, the mature me right now, man, look, look, I'm gonna let you have that, bro. I'm gonna go this way. Or I'll buy you a drink and I'm gone. The
Mhm.
young me, now I was walking in clubs and shit, kissing people's girlfriends in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Didn't give two fucks. I'm dead ass. Like
I believe you, Mel.
watching grown men cry because I kissed a girl in the mouth. Yeah, bro. Like I was I'm still a terrorizer. I'm never gonna lose that. But I just learned to be more mature and more wiser about it. You know what I'm saying? Plus,
Selective.
right
Yeah.
now, right now, bro, man, these little youngsters out here killing. Everybody's got guns. You know what I'm saying? I exposed the shit out of a bunch of them in prison. They in there for gun charges, killing people with guns. They get in there and it's like they can't even defend themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like that's what people don't understand, and that's something I learned real fast about prison. I don't give a fuck how big bad killer you is on the street. You ain't got no guns. I took freaking big ass shanks out of guys' hands, with my bare hands, and handed it back to him. Like, here, try again. Like, that's the type of time I was on. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, not only was I a fighter, but I did a lot of knife fight training. I did combat shooting training. You know what I'm saying? I specialize in a lot of things, not just fighting in the octagon. So a lot of people don't know that. So I don't advertise it because I don't want you to know that. I want you to just think that I'm just some fighter in the cage. You know what I'm saying? What else I got under my belt, under my tutelage, you don't need to know because the surprise of it is what's gonna fuck you over. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But that also comes with discipline. You know what I'm saying? You have to be disciplined. You have to be able to take a lot of bullshit, man. And that's what I've been doing lately. I just be taking. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna bother me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I've had an amazing career. I've done things my way. Now I just do things a little bit differently, just a little bit. I'm a little bit slower at things. Like I take the time to slow down and just think shit out instead of
Mhm.
just reacting to everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always taught
Yeah.
to react to everything. When you wrestle, when you fight, when you did
Mhm.
judo, everything was reaction. You done, but if you had to think about something, you're already losing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how I was trained my whole life. Well, now I'm like, nah, let's not react to shit. Let's just think about this and then I might react if I need to. But a lot of times, I didn't put in so much work in my real life as far as a fighter. My short lived life in prison. You know what I'm saying? Because I got three lives. I got my personal life. I got my fight life, and then I got my prison stay life. So I got 3 different lives that I have to live. And in each one of those lives, one thing is always going to be the same. That the level and amount of respect that I earned and I went and took, that's mine. Nobody's gonna take it back. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I can sleep every day, the man I am, and be content with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never done nothing to nobody that something that they didn't deserve, first of all. I've never wronged anybody unless they had it coming. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an eye for an eye kind of person. If you do me something, I swear on everything, I'm never gonna turn my other cheek. My mom is a preacher. She gets on me all the time about that. Son, you gotta learn to turn that cheek. You gotta let things go. I'm not letting shit go, man. I'm not letting it go. I'm not. No, hell no, nope. Not today. I'm not doing that. Like I was never like that when I was a kid, so I'm not gonna start doing that now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hell no. Because the minute you let something go, my dad always taught me, if you let a man snatch your nuts, he gonna always snatch your nuts. Even like ain't no man gonna snatch my nuts and then gonna hand them back to me. Talking about, here, I'm gonna let you have them for right now. Who the fuck is talking to? Think about it. Think about the shit that I say though. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
that's the world we live in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Everybody is on a power trip. Whether it's the police, whether it's the government, everybody's on a power trip. Well,
Mhm.
everybody else got their hands on somebody's nuts except mine. So I'm just gonna start snatching nuts too. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, if you gonna let me do it, you goddamn right I'm gonna do it. Because that's what my dad always said. If you let them do it, they gonna continue to do it all the time. They're not gonna take a break from it. So
Yep.
before I let you even think you're gonna take mine or snatch mine, shit, you're gonna start shivering in your damn shoes when you think about Melvin. Fuck it.
Melvin, I'm to the last section of questions. These are designed to, I guess, make you the professional badass more relatable to regular people. I don't know if you're aware of this. You probably are. Regular people view fighters as having something better, tougher, braver, different than us that allows you to do that for a living. These questions are designed to make you more relatable. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. What do you like better, Cajun or barbecue?
Cajun.
Cajun. All right.
Cajun.
Uh, who's on the Mount Rushmore of professional fighters? Any era, any combat sport. The four greatest fighters
Um,
ever.
Kevin Randleman, Randy Couture, uh, Anderson Silva, and I'm gonna say John Jones.
There we go. That's a good four. Favorite animal at the zoo?
Me, I would say nah, no, is it ocean creature or land creature?
You can pick either one.
All right, I'm gonna pick both. So ocean creature, I would be either orca whale or a tiger shark.
Okay.
Um, as far as land creature go, I would be probably silverback, or I would say a tiger,
Okay. I can see that for sure. All right.
a Bengal tiger.
There we go. Both in their prime. Who wins, Ali or Tyson?
Man, I say it's a draw. I love them. I love both. Hey, I love both of them exactly the same, dude. Like
Yeah.
like those two are, to me, are the two greatest boxers ever. And I mean, Mr. Sugar Ray Robinson, you know, that Mr. Duran, a lot of those guys are freaking amazing. But when it comes to Ali and Tyson, they two totally different style fighters, bro.
Mhm.
But effective. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't call a winner or loser for that one.
Okay. All right. Uh, Similar question. Who wins between GSP and Anderson?
Fuck. GSP being a former teammate, um, me being Anderson's favorite fighter. Uh, that's another draw.
There
Look,
we go.
when it comes to fighters in a fight game, bro, I'm like this even right now. When I watch a fight, I'm a student of the sport,
Hmm.
of the game, but I'm also a fan. So
Hmm.
really and truthfully, bro, like if it's like Cowboy fighting somebody, I'm rooting Cowboy all day. You know what I'm saying? Like I have guys that I'm really, really close to. But for the most part, I try to stay neutral because I like to see I just like to see a great fight. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I know what it takes to get to
Right.
that level. I know what it takes, the sacrifices you make, the things you give up that you have to make to get in that cage under all that heat and light in front of
Hmm.
millions of people around the world and hundreds of thousands of people that's watching. So it's not an easy task for a lot of people. Me personally, it come easy for me because I love a crowd. You know what I'm saying? I love cameras. You know what I'm saying? I'm the most photogenic motherfucker on the planet, and I like to be a showboat. So for me, it comes so easy. Like I love, man. Look, if they got women in the room, I'm fucking something up. So most people they shy under the light. You know, I
Hmm.
know fighters right now who were amazing in the training room. I'm talking about A level fucking ass kickers, but
Hmm.
then for some reason under the big lights in front of a lot of people, a crowd, they just I don't know, they just was gun shy.
Right.
So I've seen it happen both ways. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Would you rather be punched in the face or step on a Lego barefoot in the middle of the night in the dark going to take a leak?
Uh, well, I'd rather step on that. Now I'd rather step on that Lego because up until 2022, I had never been hit so hard in my life until my bro, good friend Joe Riggs, broke my face in a bare knuckle fight with that one
Yep.
punch. Yeah, that shit hurt. I mean, I've broken a lot of faces, bro. I ended a lot of careers, but for it to happen to me, yeah, I'm talking about it felt like somebody took a Louisville slugger and hit me right in the face with it. My mom even said when she watched it, she can hear through the TV the crack noise,
The
like not a
crack.
pop, but a crack noise. Yeah.
Yep.
So up until that point, I would have rather been punched in the face, but not really. I'd rather step on that motherfucking Lego.
Got you, man. I've had Joe on the show, and we actually talked about that the fight between you and he.
Yeah, man. That man, me and him met when I was 17. I won my first title.
Wow.
And his son was in we was in Kalispell, Montana. I never forget it. And we fight in a rodeo barn. And that was my first time really meeting him. And we kicked it off. We hit it off really good. And his son was in a car seat. He was a little kid in a car seat. Well, when we
Hmm.
fought each other, that same kid, like 6'6", big old thoroughbred little white boy. I'm talking about big motherfucker. And I was like, damn, this the
Right.
little boy from the car seat. Yeah, man. So literally 17 years later, we crossed paths again. How crazy was that?
Full circle, man. I love that kind of
Like
thing.
I said, man, in this industry, I have fought a lot of friends, man, people that I really consider my
Hmm.
brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like we went and fought. We knew it was business. We went and did the
Hmm.
business. You know what I'm saying? And we left it at that. And we were good after. You know what I'm saying? There's quite a few guys that I've been able to be like that with, man. And you know, I don't get along with everybody because as a fighter, I don't have to like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you fight in my weight class. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a big misconception right now with a lot of these guys. I see guys fucking bromancing and hugging and shit at weigh-ins and face-offs and shit, and they being all cool with each other. Like that is so fucking gay. You know what I mean? Like save that shit for after y'all bang because if you could just create a little bit of discomfort in your mind about this motherfucker, the fight gonna be that much better. Because that's why most of these guys fall flat on the ass and can't sell tickets. They nothing about them is like, man, I can't wait to see him fight. Me, UFC outside the UFC, bro. I have been a world fighter. Like I fight around the world. I can go anywhere in the world, bro, and people know who Melvin Guillard is. You know what I'm saying? I have come to the sense in my mind and the reality of my last name is Guillard. I'm Junior. My dad is Melvin Guillard Sr. I'm Melvin Guillard Jr., right? I have a really big family. Why do you think the fucking name is so famous? Me. I made this name famous. So I basically took our name. I told them I own the name. Gillard is my name. If my uncles didn't want to use it, they can fucking use it. But I'm about to go to the point where I'm serious. I'm about to buy my last name. I am about to franchise tag my last name. You know what I'm saying? I got a little cousin, little Jalen Gillard. He plays for Grambling right now. A kid killing it every week in and week out. What's on his back of his jersey? Gillard, right?
Hmm.
I got people hitting me up from overseas. Man, who's this Gillard kid, man? Is this kin to you? Yeah, that's kin to me. That's my baby cousin. You know what I'm saying? Proud of him. But my uncles, some of my uncles, my dad brothers, they fucking can't stand it. They stupid though. It's like, it's our name, bro. Like we made the name famous. I even told them, I even said it. Like I made that name famous. Like if I go anywhere in the world and you see Gillard, who they gonna think of? Melvin, right? My dad is named Melvin, so my dad been dead since '06. My daddy famous as hell, and he's 6 feet under. Why? Because of his fucking son. Period. It's just me being honest. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of rubbed a couple of people in the family the wrong way, but I don't give a fuck. They'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? It's my name. It's my name. I made the name famous. I took this name to a whole nother level. So it's my name. You know what I'm saying? If they want to use it, they can use it. Guillard belongs to Melvin. You know what I'm saying? It's my name. Period.
I get it.
Not many people can do that. Not many people can do that in their family. You know what I'm saying? Not many people can really stand their ground and say, this is my fucking name. I mean it. One of my uncles, I ain't gonna say his name, but he damn near like a crybaby. Well, you gonna let him just say that? I'm talking to you too. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Let me say that? Who gonna let me say what? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what I
Right.
want to say. It's my name. I own that shit now. You know what I'm saying?
What's the best Rocky movie?
Man, for me, Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 are my two favorite.
Exactly.
Because I can never get over the Clubber Lane when he was like, I eat alone, I fight alone, I work alone. You know what I'm saying? Hey woman, you wanna come to my room? You know, I'll show you a
That's
room,
pretty good,
man. That was
man.
one of my favorite,
That's pretty good, Melvin.
parts of the movie, bro. That's I'm Clubber Lane all day on that shit. Rocky 4 because when he trained for the Russian, bro, it's like he said, everything in his body was broken. You know what I'm saying? That man broke everything in his body, broke his spirit, but he still fought through it. That
Yeah.
is one of my favorites because I used to watch Rocky over and over again for a wrestling match, and it had nothing to do with boxing. I mean, it had nothing to do with wrestling. Like that shit just motivates me. You know what I'm saying? Even the soundtrack, even the
Yeah.
training soundtrack when they start training, everything about that movie,
Yeah.
Rocky 4 and Rocky 3 are my favorite. And the reason I like Rocky 3 is because that's when he started learning how to use his feet, you know, basically
Mhm.
like dancing. They taught him how to dance because he couldn't dance worth the shit.
Yep.
So those two are my all-time favorite. You know what I'm saying? Plus, it was the two that he fought the toughest guys. I think it was the two toughest fights of his career was Clubber Lane
Mhm.
and then fucking the Russian.
Drago, yeah, for sure. All right. Who plays you in the movie about your life?
Michael B. Jordan.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say
Yeah,
that.
bro. Hey, let me tell you something. When I was married, bro, my wife Tash at the time, bro, she reminds me of that girl. She looks just like her, she's yellow just like her. And it's basically like Creed was like my life, man. Like literally, I'm the fighter, you know what I'm saying? And she was there with me the whole time. She took care of me, like made sure I was good. I mean, my life is exactly how the Creed movie's playing out right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So he would definitely play me. Or I would just try rather play straight up just play myself. I wouldn't let
There
nobody
you
play
go.
me if I had my way, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely good for the TV screen, bro. I know I am.
Yeah, I believe that. I think you would work best. All right.
Shit, yeah, because
Tupac or
nobody
Biggie?
gonna play me like me.
That's exactly right.
Um, man, Tupac or Biggie, I would say I'm gonna have to stay in the middle on that one. I really am
Ah,
because me
mhm.
personally, I wouldn't pick neither one of them if I had the chance. I'm an
Okay.
outcast goody mob person. I'm outcast
Okay.
goody mob all day. I'm 103,000 all day. You know, I'm the weirdest looking guy, but I got the greatest flow. You know what I'm saying? 103,000 and Big Boy are my two favorite all time rappers of all time. And it's crazy because I've met a lot of rappers. I've been around a lot of famous people, and I have yet to meet Outkast, bro. I have to meet Outkast before it's too late.
Gotcha. I'll see if I can set that up.
Please do. Please do.
All right. I ask everybody this question. It's a goofy question, but everybody has a preference. In your bathroom at home, the toilet paper, does it go over the roll or under?
I mean, I use wet wipes, bro. So you know what I'm saying. But
Nice.
the toilet paper itself, it just I don't know how it sits. I don't really fuck with
Gotcha. Now,
it.
is it dude wipes, or do you have like a particular favorite kind? I know this is a weird
I
question.
mean, actually, it's just it's the flushable ones that the babies use.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If it can wipe a
Nice.
baby's ass, it can wipe my ass.
I'm gonna give that a try. All
Hell
right.
yeah. Get
You have to sing one song and no nursery rhymes, no Star Spangled Banner, nothing like that. One song, word for word, with no mistakes for $1 million. What song are you singing?
Man, I would probably pick. Outcast. I would go with Black Ice.
There we go.
Yeah, I would probably go with Outcast, Black Ice. That would be that. Or either Aquemini. It could be one or the other. I
You
know
think you'd win the
all
million?
the Outcasts.
All
Yeah, well,
right.
hell yeah. Oh,
All right.
yeah, bro. I lived my whole life by Outcast, bro.
What's your favorite sport outside of fighting?
Golf.
Golf. Okay. Who's your favorite golfer right
Golf.
now?
Yeah, I'm an 8 handicap. Ricky Fowler, one of my good friends, and I've walked with him many times. During the Florida tour. Um, he's just my guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big Ricky Fowler fan. I love a lot of those guys, though, man. Like I love golf. I mean, I'm an 8 handicap. My last two homes have been on golf courses, and that was on purpose. It's just my judo coach, man, Dr. Tripp, when he put golf clubs in my hand in 2009. I just never could put them down. I wish I knew golf when I was growing up in high school when they had the golf team and shit. Had I
Hmm.
knew golf, I probably would have never been a fighter.
Wow. Really?
'Cause I'm dead
You
ass.
like
I swear on
you like
everything.
it that much?
I love I love golf that much. Yeah, I love golf that much, man. It's just I don't know. It's something you're not playing the person, you playing the course. You know what I mean? My coach always taught me that. He's like, you
Hmm.
don't play and you're not playing nobody else. You're playing the course. You got to beat the course. And that shit is so it mind fucks you so much sometimes to where like you just want your score to get lower and lower and lower. So
Hmm.
yeah, I spent days and hours and months on the golf course. I'm talking about like first thing in the morning, I'm on the golf course. Then I go train. Then I go to the strip club. Or if I don't go to the strip club, I'll go back to the golf course and play 36 holes. You know what I'm saying? Instead of 18. Like, I mean, it was that bad. You know what I mean? I haven't played in a while since I've been home because I'm about to get some new clubs. My other clubs are still in Denver, but um yeah, even when it's cold, I don't care if it's cold out. That just means there's not a lot of people on the course. I got certain winter clothes for that shit. I bundle up and I go out there and play golf. You know what I'm saying? In Denver, it was crazy because the only time I really couldn't play was they had snow on the damn course. You
Hmm.
know, when it didn't melt off, they shut it down so I couldn't play. But if it melted off and they opened the course, I'm out there.
Hell yeah, man. Um, you're gonna go commit a bank robbery, and you got to take two people with you: a gunman and a getaway driver. Who are you taking?
None. I'm
Hypothetically,
going
not
me,
just.
none. If I'm gonna do something, I'm going by myself. And if I'm on a bike, because I love bikes. If I'm on a bike, I don't need a getaway driver. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
And if you're gonna run on a bike from a bank robbery, don't be above ground. Get that bitch in the sewer. You know what I'm saying? Run through the
There
sewer.
you
You know what I'm
go.
saying? Run through the fucking sewer and map it out to where you know where you gonna end up on the other side of town. That's the best way to rob a bank. Because right now they got cameras everywhere. You can't get away from none of that shit.
Yep. Uh, Melvin, as you know, the reason I do these interviews is to hopefully help people who are struggling. Somebody who's watching this, who's maybe feeling broken or like they're at rock bottom. If you could share a message with someone watching that's going through that, what would that message be?
Man, for me, I mean, it's just a little personal because I would just tell them life gonna knock you down. Life gonna hit hard. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be able to just push through it. You know what I mean? Like expect to get hit, expect to get take those big shots. But
Hmm.
it's just gonna make you badder and stronger. You know what I'm saying? And when you do build up all those calluses and you become stronger and be able to take more and be able to dish more out, you're gonna be a better person, a better man, a better woman for it. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing's easy about life.
Hmm.
Life is a game. To me, it's a game. Like, but everybody's trying to play the game of life. I look at life like I am the game. You know what I'm saying? I play the game of life my way. You know what I'm saying? Just do it your way. Same as my dad told me. You know what I mean? You don't have to live by everybody else's rules. You don't have to like what everybody else like. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so butthurt if somebody don't fucking like you. Who gives a fuck? As long as they respect you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Respect is everything. Liking somebody, shit. You can like your girlfriend or your wife tonight and hate the bitch tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. But just
Sure.
keep fighting, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just keep fighting, bro. Like if this shit was easy, everybody would do it. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
unfortunately, look at the reality of life. You got people committing suicide all the time. My good friend Jason Frank, who was the Green Power Ranger. he killed himself a few years back, and he was a really close friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't talked to him in years, and I couldn't believe he would go out like that. But he was going through some things. You know what I'm saying? So I've lost friends to suicide. I've lost people. You know what I mean? And it sucks. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to lose anybody, but as long as you keep fighting, even if you getting your ass kicked at life, as long as you can always keep your head up and hold your head up proudly and be like, you know what? At least I went down fight. You ain't never going to just see nobody like me just lay down and just take an L. I'm not, no, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? So stop all the pity parties. Stop fucking feeling sorry for yourself and just go fucking fight. Now, the fight don't have to be something physical. Like I said, it can be
Hmm.
you fighting for a certain love in your life, fighting for your kids, you know what I mean, for a better life, anything. It can mean anything. Whatever it means to you, just apply it. You know what I mean? Don't
Hmm.
run from it, run towards it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, fuck, if some shit pop off, I'm running towards it. So run right at it, run head first at that shit. And just take it on head first. Whatever happens, gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take a L either. You know what I'm saying? Just like you
Hmm.
dish them, you're gonna have to fucking take it.
Yeah, absolutely. You learn from your losses.
Hell yeah,
What
man. Like that's why all I talk about is my losses. Really, like I'm serious. All I talk like when Israel beat me. I just saw that clip today on Facebook. It kind of resurfaced when Israel beat me. He beat me and went to the UFC. You know what? That kid told me that night. He cried and everything. He's like, man, I can't believe it, bro. I watched you since I was a kid, and it was an honor. I didn't even know who the kid was. He knew everything about me. And I said, bro,
Yeah.
you're gonna be the next middleweight champion. And what did he do? Went to the UFC after he beat me and he fucking went above and beyond. You know what I mean? So like, you know, people look at it like this for me. I'm a bad motherfucker, but even if I fell short of some certain glories, people always and still do use me as a measuring stick to get themselves to that level because I
Hmm.
was at that level for such a long fucking time and I stayed up there. You know what I'm saying? And when I left out of the UFC, I was still at that level. Even when I didn't want to cut weight no more, fighting that middleweight like a dumbass, I was still at a high level all the way till
Hmm.
I was done with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Some guys high level, then they disappear. They somewhere fighting in the back alley. You know what I'm saying? I was fighting at a high level even in the backyard, fighting fucking underground shit. So people use Melvin Guillard as a measuring stick to their success. So at the end of the day, I made my purpose. You know what I'm saying? When I'm dead and gone, people still gonna talk my name. People still gonna say, man, I remember watching him, man, that boy Melvin Guillard. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm already a legend in my own right. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I accept it. Whether I got a UFC belt or not, I'm still a legend without that motherfucker.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. What's the best way for fans and friends to keep up with you?
Man, they can reach me at Melvin Fighter 83 on my Instagram, Melvin Gillard on my Facebook, and then Melvin Gillard YA on my Instagram as well. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I answer to fans. I know I sign autographs. If they send me something through the mail, I sign it, I send it back. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna be like that because my coach always told me, the sport gonna be done with me long before I'm done with it. And fans are still gonna love me because I was that motherfucker cutting 20 pounds, sucked out dry, signing autographs for an hour at the Mandalay Bay, at
Hmm.
the fucking Palms Casino or MGM when I'm supposed to be hydrating for a fight the next day. I did all those things for a reason. So when I retire, people still gonna love me. Plus, without the fans, I wouldn't even be who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was doing this shit, I did it for myself, but I was also doing it for the fans. You know what I mean? Like I want people to praise me and love me and be like, damn, that motherfucker was a badass fighter. I don't care if I did lose 14 fights in a row. You know what I'm saying? That's my decision. That's my choice. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But in the end, my last fight, my last stand, I went out with a 24-second knockout.
Hmm.
So all them 14 I lost don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Nobody can say nothing about the 14 I lost in a row because my last one, and this kid was undefeated, all knockouts in the first round, and I put him down in 24 seconds. That was and that's one of the biggest reasons why I'll never step back in the ring again. Because I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel. I'm not going to try to like lightning don't strike twice. So
Yeah.
I went out the same way I came in, and I said that shit leading up to that fight. I said it, and I said it now. I came in the sport like that, just knocking everything out and killing everything, and I went out the same fucking way. at the end of the day, bro, that's my mic drop. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can't take that from me.
Hell yeah, Melvin. Brother, this has been awesome. I'm out of questions. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, sir, man. That's it, man. Covered it all, man. If y'all want to do a part 4, 5, and 6 of this shit, you know what I'm saying? We can write some shit up. My life is a movie, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna actually have somebody write a book about me. I swear. And I'm talking about like from everything I've been through, Hurricane Katrina, my childhood, everything. So at some
I
point,
think you
bro,
should.
like I'm serious. There's a lot of shit that I haven't even talked about or touched on. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? There's a lot of things too that I won't talk about because it'd be like basically telling on myself. So I would never
Yeah,
do that. You know what I'm saying?
I
But at
understand.
the end of the day, man, anytime you want to interview, anytime you want to just talk about some shit, man, and you want to pick my brain, you know what I'm saying? Especially with my new life going on, being a pipe fitter and welder, you know, give me a couple of weeks and I'll have some stories for you on that shit.
Melvin, thank you so much for sharing your time, man. You've given me hours and hours of footage, and the most valuable commodity in the world is time. So thank you big time for that. It'll take about an
Oh, man,
hour
it's
for
nothing.
this to upload. I'll send it over to you. Um, I'm
Please
sure
do,
I'll
man.
still be in touch. And thank you again, Melvin. I really appreciate it.
You got it, bro. Hey, and in a few weeks you'll have your axes delivered to you. Haha.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I can't wait. I've already bought
Yes, sir.
hooks to hang them up.
All right, man. They'll
Thank
be coming to you soon, man. Give me about a week or two. They'll be there.
No rush, man. Much love, Melvin. Have a great
Oh
rest of your
no,
night, brother.
it's not a rush. It's definitely not a rush, but I got you. All
All right, man. Thanks. Have a great night, buddy.
right,
Take
all
care.
right, my bro. Later.
That was freaking awesome. Melvin's wild, y'all. Thank you so much for checking out part 3. Um, Man, I don't know what to say. Melvin says crazy stuff sometimes. That was awesome. Uh, I thought I'd mention before I get off of here. I know it's starting to get a little cold outside. It was 33 degrees, I believe, this morning when I got up for to go to work. If your head gets cold, eh, eh, because you don't have any hair on it, stop by HKA, buy you a new beanie. This is the most comfortable, well, not with the headphones, but this is the most comfortable beanie I've ever put on my head. Get a hold of Nick Sampson, HKA, pick you out one. You're going to love it. Hardship Heroes, I'm out of here. Thank you again for stopping by. Much love, guys.